Hello and welcome to the third episode of One Person's Take. Now, let me lay out a scenario for you. All right? You know this person. This, for my perspective, okay? You know this girl, right? This woman that you really, really like. And you spend a lot of time with them. And you get to know each other. You share moments, you share secrets and your thoughts and fears and all these sort of things. You start to really, really connect. And finally one day you get up the nerve. You've heard all her stories about the guys that she's dated before and what they did wrong and why those relationships ended. And finally you decide, okay, enough's enough. I have some feelings and it's time to act on them. So you tell her that you have feelings for her, and hey, why don't we go out? Why don't we date? And she looks you in the eye, and your heart is swelling, and you're losing breath. You're like, oh God, what's gonna happen? And she says, no, I just don't like you like that. Oh, right? It hurts, like, oh, you're my best friend. I can't date you for that. You've fallen into the horrible fate of the friend zone. All right? How could this have been avoided? How could you have changed this outcome? All right? And I'll tell you. I will tell you how you could have done this. All right? Get in real close, all right? I'm going to tell you the secret of how to avoid the friend zone. All right? You ready for this? You fucking can't. Okay? You can't. You want to know why? Because the friend zone doesn't exist. All right? It's not a thing. All right? It's an invention created by people who were just sad and salty over the fact that they didn't get what they wanted. All right? So they invent this thing, this concept that they could blame. It's like the boogeyman. It's the monster under your bed. It's just ridiculous in every way you can think about it, all right? Because it's predicated on the idea that somehow you are owed something, right? That you, for whatever reason, be it your actions or your presence, gifts, I don't know, that you're somehow owed the affection and reciprocated feelings that you have for this person. And the thing is, that's not the case, right? And now, okay, I get it. There's a lot of people who use the term friend zone as not a serious thing. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek, like, oh, well, that didn't work out. Guess I'm in the friend zone, hee hee hee. Which I'm still not a fan of, but I'm not so upset about that as I am with some people who legitimately develop negative feelings for these people after being put in the friend zone. And it's disheartening. It's sad to see. Because what it really suggests is that there's so many people who think of other people as like vending machines, right? You you put in you put in time and kind words and affection and sometimes gifts and sometimes hours upon hours of your days, you know, and they expect that if they put that in, they can pull out affection, or I mean, honestly, in a lot of cases, sex, and that's kind of the big one, right? It's a lot of these people are, that's what they're looking for, you know, and even the worst cases that I've seen is people have started these supposedly friendly relationships with people for the sole purpose of getting to that point where, you know, with sex, or just, you know, dating or something like that, you know. And it's, oh my god, this fucking fish, right? I'm gonna lose this fish. Well, there's other fish in the sea, right? But yeah, it's horrible, because when people start to think of others in that way, it is very much a case of, you don't see them as people. You see them as things that you can obtain, like objects, you know, and then when you don't get it, you get it. It's very much the same way as you look at, like, going to the store, where you've met all the prerequisites that you think exist. You know, you pay for your items, you've gone to the store, you've gone to the checkout counter, and you put everything up there, and you're ready to receive what you want, and they just don't give it to you, right? But the thing is like, that's not how people work. It's not how emotions work, because it's never a simple transaction. It's not a one-for-one situation. You don't give something and receive something equal, or what you perceive the value of that being, right? Okay. And for example, okay, I'm gonna use this as an example. All right, in this game, Stardew Valley, which is a good game, by the way, and I'm sure you've heard 100 people talk about how good it is, but it is. You have the option of forming romantic relationships with people, and you do so by talking to them daily, and you give them gifts, and so long you earn more and more affection, and eventually becomes a romantic relationship, marriage, kids, the whole 9 yards. And while that makes sense in the video game world, it's not necessarily how things work in the real world, okay? Like, okay, like, I'm gonna try to give her this gift. Right. Yeah, thanks, thank you. Alright, now I'm gonna bring up this menu here and show you. This is my social thing. Oh, sorry. Okay. As you can see, there are all these hearts here, and I have obtained 2 hearts from Maru, who is the one I've been pursuing in this game. Now, in this game, it's expected that once I fill up those hearts, then something more serious will happen between, you know, my player character and Maru, right? Pretty simple, pretty self-evident. If you can't figure that out, I don't know what to tell you. Now, here's the difference. In the real world, I could fill up all those hearts. I can talk to her every single day, give her as many gifts as I possibly can, and fill up those hearts, and then be like, hey, let's go out. Let's make our relationship more serious. I don't know, let's canoodle. Is that still a thing? Is canoodling a thing? Or is that what you do with, like, catfish? I don't know anymore. But I could do all that, and Maru could look at me and go, I'm sorry, I just don't feel that way about you. And here's the thing, if that happens, you just have to accept it. You have to move on. You know, and here's the big thing. Don't stop being their friend over it. All right? That's just the most horrific thing you can do. where it's like, oh well, she doesn't want to make kissy face with me. Well, I'm not even gonna waste my time anymore. And that is honestly a lot of times what you see with people. They think that, okay, as soon as they've been rejected from their romantic advances, there's no more reason to spend time with this person. And if that's the situation you find yourself in, then you have to take a real deep look at what you're, like, who you are as a person, because what you've essentially done is lied. You have lied with your intentions with this person. Oh crap, I didn't want to put that. That works actually. You have absolutely lied. You have led this person on that you are a friend. You are someone that they can trust, that they can rely on, that they can turn to in tough times, that they can enjoy themselves with. Because remember, as much time as you spent with them, listening and talking, they've spent that much time with you. And what you have essentially done by the end of it, if you just say no more because she doesn't want to be with me, or he or whoever, you have also wasted their time. And more so, you have absolutely betrayed their trust. And it's just, I guess, in my opinion, that's kind of inexcusable. Inexcusable. We tried to use proper words here. I don't know. Now, like I said, a lot of this is extreme situations. Most people are pretty good about handling rejection and just moving on with their lives. There are some people who aren't. They are really not. And I think the most extreme situation you can look at is where was it? I cannot, oh my god, I can't remember the name of the college, but there was that a guy who felt so slighted by these women who apparently in his thought, were dealing with nothing but jerks, and why can't she just like a good guy? Like that's another one right there, is this perception that people think that they are, who the hell are you? Oh, hell yeah, I'll get some eggplant parmesan. That is delicious. Oh, never mind. It's $800. $800 for eggplant parmesan? You, sir, are a charlatan. Okay? No eggplant parmesan is that good. You hear me? None. Unless it has, like, I don't know. Is it flaked with gold? Is it a gold eggplant? Anyways, this guy is one of those type who perceives himself to be this good guy, and why couldn't these women find his value? Why couldn't they see him for the amazing catch that he is? And he got so warped by this thought that it just, people had to die. Like he got so messed up by these thoughts that he killed people. And like I said, that is by far the most extreme case of this. And but you can see the same foundations between that incident and what happens like every day between people. Is these people who have convinced themselves that they are the nice guy. They are the one that every romantic comedy and sitcom and other television program has convinced them that they are what should be chased after. They are the prize. And so when they offer themselves up to the person, like, hey, look at me, I'm here, I'm the nice guy, why don't you date me? I'm not one of these, other jerks that you've dated in the past, and I've had to listen to your situations with them. Like, I'm different. They just can't make the connection that you might be, in all appearances, be a nice guy. You could be, the spitting image of, oh my God, fish, come back, damn. You could be everything that anyone has ever seen in one of those movies or sitcoms or whatever, and it still might not happen for you. Right? It just might not, because you have to remember that you are dealing with another person's emotions and thoughts and feelings. And when you do that, it's unpredictable. Oh, Jesus. It's unpredictable, and it doesn't... There's no reason why it has to follow your logic. And to believe that it should is, one, egotistical as all hell, and just tone deaf. Tone deaf. Once again, we'd like them words here. So what I'm saying here, in the be-all end-all, is, one, you shouldn't be afraid to express your feelings to someone. If you do like them, tell them. Ask them on a date. But you gotta be respectful about it. You gotta be willing to face the fact that this person never had those feelings towards you. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing to be upset about. Will it sting? Yeah, it'll sting, because I think everyone is prone to creating these fantasies in their head where it's like, oh my God, I'm finally gonna ask this person out, and she's going to respond similarly, and we're gonna have a wonderful life together, and it's everything we're gonna hope for. And then, what the hell are you? Oh, that's my cat. Looks like the Noid from this perspective. What the? There we go. So, in the long end of it, don't be afraid of rejection, and don't hold that rejection against the person who rejected you, because they are just acting on their own feelings just as much as you are, and you just got unlucky enough that it doesn't match up. You didn't get put into the friend zone. You didn't get they weren't insulting you. It just, they didn't see eye to eye with you. Thank you, Rooster. So, oh God, oh no, oh, it's summer now. All my beautiful plants. No. All right, chopping them down. I'm really glad I spent all that money on that cauliflower. Fuck. Oh, mail time. Ooh, a deluxe fishing pole. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here. So remember, going forward, there is no such thing as the friend zone. It's just two differing thoughts. It's just two different sets of emotions, and they didn't quite match up. Alright? Get over it, goddammit. Move on. Right? And don't pretend like you're some nice guy if the whole time you're doing it just to get in someone's pants. Alright? That's the worst. Don't be that person. Alright? Just don't. Till next time, this has just been one person's take. Have a good one.